Hello everyone. So today we will be going over the new HasLab reveal that we got today, which was, of course, Omega Prime. Now, you are basically getting two Commander figures and a small Voyager slash large Deluxe. I would have to check back on what the heights for those size classes are. But yeah, it is RID Optimus Prime, RID Ultra Magnus, and Blue Bolt. Now, I have conflicted feelings about this because I wish they didn't have to do an Optimus Prime at the HasLab level. But also, I don't think they could have done these characters any other way. But we'll get to that later on in the video. First, we're just going to kind of go through and see uh, what they revealed, what they've shown, everything like that. Uh, Quick little warning at the beginning: I've not seen a single episode of RID 2001. To this day, even after making that tow line video, I still haven't seen a single episode. The most I've seen is what they showed in the trailer revealing this. So here we have a nice image of Optimus Prime himself, looking very close to what I saw in that reveal trailer as far as the animation goes. Um, since HasLab doesn't have the limitations that mass release figures do, they pretty much have free reign to put as much articulation as backers will allow them to. So, like, I expect this guy to be loaded as far as articulation goes. I mean, clearly he's got a thigh swivel there. He's got ratcheted hips. Looks like he has ratcheted knees too, which will come into the super mode, I'm assuming, and the combination into Omega Prime. Wrist articulation, so he's not hurting for articulation wise. I do wish there was just a little bit more paint on the arms, but it looks like they were trying to just go for separated plastic there, and there is a ton of paint on the legs, so I'm not too worried about that. See, moving on, we have him with the super mode feet on his shoulders as cannons. Again, I have no idea if this actually happened in the show or not, but it looks cool. So there's that. If you want to do that, you can. Let's see. Here we have Optimus Prime in his super mode. So this is Sam's Ultra Magnus and Blue Bolt. This is what I think of when I think RID Optimus Prime. So like this is not what I think of when I originally thought RID Optimus Prime. I mean, now that I know that this is what he looks like and that this is a super mode, now I know. Um, Basically, this is Armada Prime. This is a Voyager class figure that has a bunch of stuff you can add on to it to create a commander sized figure. Which I'm not complaining. I just wish if they were going. I almost wish they had just done this at the commander. For me personally, now I understand why they wanted to do this as HasLab. They wanted to get the Omega Prime combination, but for me personally, I would have much preferred to just get this. And I know, and that's partially just because I have zero emotional ties to the 2001 RID show. But I'm getting off on a tangent. This looks really cool. This is basically doing the same thing that Armada Prime does, which I think that's going to be the theme for any Optimus Prime that is put above the leader class. It's going to be a Voyager class figure that has a bunch of stuff you can put on him. Here he is, just a full head-on shot. I'm wondering... So the fingers are articulated and the thumb is separate. I wonder... It's not looking like it right now. I was going to say, I wonder if they have it split down the middle so that, you know, he has like this, where he can move these two fingers individually from these two. So, it's not looking like it, though. It just looks like it's the four fingers that all the Voyager, or that the Armada Prime has, that a lot of the Voyager class figures are getting now, stuff like that. Head on. And the super mode is where you can see a lot more of the paint coming through. Base mode for the super mode components. The hands are a little goofy. But I've seen worse. Minosaur's base mode is much worse than this. So And also, for all I know, that's accurate. That's what it looks like in the show. So I'm not going to be too harsh on it. Let's see. Here he's in the vehicle mode. A very, very clean vehicle mode. The hoist figure already has a really clean vehicle mode for the Voyager price point. This, of course, being like triple that on its own. Like, even if they were just doing like a commander class release for the Optimus Prime, you're still talking like triple the price. So, of course, he was always going to have a cleaner mode. You can see a little bit of the super mode head right there, but I'm almost certain if I hadn't pointed it out, y'all wouldn't have noticed. Looks like he's going to have an articulated ladder slash firearm, hose arm. I don't know what these are called. Which, at the HasLab scale, you can get away with that. I don't know if you could if you did this at the Voyager slash Commander price. Well, maybe at the Commander. Looks like he will have a hose that you can flip out. I don't know if it's on both sides. It looks like it. It looks like there might be a small rotation joint right there. But yeah, looks really good in vehicle mode. Now, Ultra Magnus. As little as I know about RID Optimus Prime, I know even less about Ultra Magnus. All I know is that he looks goofy. He looks really goofy. He's got these gigantic shins and these puny little thighs, and then puny biceps, and then gigantic forearms. He looks like what you would make as a child if you wanted to be a transformer, and you would just take a bunch of cardboard boxes and just put them on your legs, and your arms, and just try moving around like that. I also, one criticism I do have that's like probably, so like this is probably what he looks like in the show. One criticism I do have, I don't like that his thumb is stuck going over his hand like that. I wish that kind of looks, that bothers me. I don't like that look. It's such a minuscule thing. But yeah, not much I could say. One thing, I looked at the vehicle mode. In fact, we'll skip ahead to the vehicle mode. There's a nice head-on shot there. The vehicle mode is definitely giving me Siege Ultra Magnus vibes. Like, just the shape of the cab and the way that the trailer looks, it's very much Siege Ultra Magnus. And it's got me thinking that they might have taken some engineering cues. This piece specifically right here kind of reminds me of some of the pieces that are on 86 Magnus. So maybe this is like a conglomerate of 86 / Kingdom Magnus. There's Blue Bolt. I think Blue Bolt is his name on top, just kind of like as an artillery pad. But yeah, he looks pretty cool in vehicle mode. Looks a little goofy in robot mode, but also that's the way he looked in the show. So let's see. Here he is. Yeah, Blue Bolt. Looking pretty cool. Excuse me. Sorry. I noticed this earlier. It looks like he has a face screaming in his chest. Like, you see it? Like, there are the eyes, there's the nose, there's the mouth. I don't know if that's on purpose, if that's part of the show, okay? But right now it's just an unintentionally funny design choice. I don't know if the show gave him actual hands or not. I cannot speak to the accuracy of any of these figures. Okay, I'm assuming since it's a HasLab project that it is pretty accurate to what the show looks like. So let's see, there he is head on, and then I think, yeah, there's his artillery pad mode. Sorry, I'm trying to fight a sneeze. So here we are. This is the official like heights of the figures, and you can see he's almost Voyager sized Blue Bolt, but not quite. I think Voyager's the average height is 6.5 inches. So if you get like a small Voyager, he's probably right around there. And I don't know if they're talking to the head or to the shoulders, because if they're talking to the head, then he's absolutely a Voyager when you count the shoulders. But if they're talking to the shoulders, he's at 5.7, 5 3/4 of an inch. Then he's more of a deluxe when you look at where his head would end up. But these two are definitely commander-sized figures, which I think this is why they had to go HasLab. Could they have done the Titan class and then have this be the first Titan that's like 3 figures in one? Maybe. Because here's the thing. Titan class is limited to, I believe, either $180 or $200 on the dot. if you're talking two commander class figures, that's $180 plus a Voyager class figure that puts you at 215 or 205, something like that, something in that range. So this is why they had to do it as a HasLab, because even at their biggest price point as far as commercial release goes, they would be over budget on this. So I wish I would have. For me personally, again, if I understand why you would want to get it like this, but for me personally, I would have been totally satisfied with just getting this guy as a commander class. Moving on. So, all right, moving on. I'm pretty sure this is the entire reason why Ultra Magnus's hands look so weird, so they could do this specifically. So they could have that moment of them shaking hands and interlocking fingers and everything like that. Because they made a big point in the reveal trailer to show this moment. So, let's see, what else did they show us? So here we have the actual Omega Prime combination. So here's why I think they're going to take some cues from Siege Magnus. Siege Magnus, of course, does the core robot and then the armor that goes around it. I think they've taken that idea and they've put it on here, but instead of doing the core robot that splits into, that has armor, they're going to say, okay, we're going to take the entire robot and just break it apart. But the thing with that is I don't know where most of Ultra Magnus has gone. Because you look at this, there are a lot of parts on Ultra Magnus that are missing from this one. I'm assuming they've been put on the back somewhere. But like, so let's see. His arms here, they obviously become the super mode arms with the Optimus Prime hands, with the super mode Optimus hands. His upper shin, those obviously become the guards, for the shin guards, and his feet, let's see, go back a little bit. Yeah, basically this section of his legs becomes the feet of Omega Prime. This, I have no idea where this comes from. These are the wings. Those pretty much go in the same place, just on a different body. Let's see, do we have any shots of him from behind? Is this the last image? Okay. Alright, so looks like that was actually... This is it as far as... Maybe... One more. Okay, yeah. So we don't get any images of like him doing any other poses. We only got one image of the actual Omega Prime. Which I think they did that on purpose, because I think what their main focus was getting really good Optimus and Ultra Magnus figures, even if I do think Ultra Magnus looks goofy. But, so I've kind of said it throughout the video. The reason that I'm conflicted about this. I'm going to back it as soon as, if I'm able to before the deadline hits, I'm going to back it. If for no other reason than to say I have a HasLab figure. But will I have it in the Omega Prime configuration? Probably. But if anything, I'm more than likely just going to have this. This is how I'm probably going to have him pose most of the time. I'm probably... the only time I'll ever have him in the Omega Prime configuration is if I'm just, like, running out of space and need to get Ultra Magnus out of the way. Because I don't ever plan on having this guy posed by himself. Unless I'm doing, like, a group shot of all the RID characters, I don't ever plan on actually putting this guy out by himself. And again, for me personally, I would have been perfectly okay with just getting this as a commander class figure. But yeah, that has been our look. I'm conflicted, but I'm still excited, and I'm still going to back it. So yeah, that has been our look at Omega Prime. Let me get back to the image here. Probably would have been faster to go the other way. Let's see. Yeah, that has been the look at the new HasLab project. I will try to back it I actually will be kind of upset if I'm not able to, but that's life sometimes. With all that being said, I will see you guys some other time.